Oh man, I'm just gonna put the hat on first for a joke. Maybe for the next
there we
one.
go.
Maybe for the next one. Oh, you like what I did to my phone?
What is it?
I made it pretty.
What? Oh, you broke it.
Yeah.
Oh, good job. I thought that was just the cover for a second.
I was going up to the shop Saturday and stopped at Bullock's to get a sub. I was holding it like this, and this is the first time I've ever seen a phone just go like this and just fall completely flat from head to length.
Good job.
But if I would have had my case on, it would have never fell like that. Kind of surprised you outright for handing you the sweet flavors to try.
I don't mind the fruit. I not mind the creamy taste. Like I got a strawberry and cream that I'm gonna try because I tried it in the store and it didn't taste too bad. But yeah, but I don't like that Captain Crunch Skittles bullshit that you guys use.
Oh, no.
That's not one I use a lot.
I'm kind of hooked on that now.
What's that?
Key Largo. It's key lime pie.
Yeah, see, none of that. I just
One
don't,
of
I don't
these,
like key
one
lime
of
pie
these
in real life.
big bottles here, it's this one, ain't it? Yeah, 0 milligram. That's the one that we're allowed to give away.
Oh.
I mean, I can give the
What
other
is
two.
it?
It's apparently a vape shop from Salisbury makes it, and they were sending it around for trying to get distribution with other shops.
Let's find out what it is first before we even talk about it, so you can.
All right, but it cools black as your cotton black as shit, so I stopped using.
And you said the vape comes not this weekend, but next weekend?
It's Saturday.
This Saturday
It's
coming?
banana, pineapple, coconut. Nope.
Nope.
Don't like it?
I've got another bottle downstairs, but I'm saving that for my...
You would like the other Cloud Theory flavor, the lemon. It's like a shaved lemon ice. It's our two most popular ones in the shop because it's a new line.
I still got email cents back on my articles.
You should check out that new tank, man.
All I smell is caramel right now.
I was fucking with Nate. I was like, "Want me to build your coil for you?" He's like, "I think I'll have Harry do it." I was like, "Harry's been teaching me to build coils. It's not you up." We gave some old lady like 75 somewhere in there came into the shop Saturday. Wanted to buy a vape. She's been smoking Winston's for the past 40 plus years. Had her try a vape pen. We thought she was going to kill her over in the shop. Harry grabbed her hand from across the counter, and I moved up from behind her on one side, and somebody else was in there and came in from the other way so we could all keep her from falling to the ground. And we were about to sell her a box mod, and we were just like, hold up. Yeah. You can't even handle a vape pen, so we're going to start you with a vape pen, and you'll work your way to a box mod.
Does she want the box mod?
She wanted something to help her quit smoking. And for most people, box mod's the way to go because the vapor is denser. It's more satisfying.
Well, what flavor did she try? Could have been one that gave her a throat hit.
Root beer.
That might have gave her a throat hit.
Well, all the ones for the pen vapes have been sitting there for a while, so yeah, it probably steeped enough to give her a throat hit.
We got a viewer.
That's probably Rob checking it.
No.
Nope. It's probably Karina.
Where is she?
Yeah, it's just...
Alright, whenever you're ready.
Clicky.
You go?
Alright. Yeah.
I have no idea who that is.
Ah! What's going on,
Harry?
man? Yeah, that's Harry.
Alright, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the first official podcast of the year.
Right.
outside the New Year's podcast we did 2 weeks ago, this is going to be the first one where we actually talk about some real fun, interesting stuff.
Also the first one recorded in 2016.
First one recorded in 2016.
Yeah.
Rob's back.
And I'm back here. Obviously, we are back streaming live on YouTube. Make sure you check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com for links to all of the episodes of the podcast. Follow at DirtyShoreUG on Twitter and Facebook so you can get the links to the live stream. And, of course, we are at youtube.com/C/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. You can find the live streams of every episode there, as well as the updated episode when it drops on Thursday. New episodes of this podcast every Thursday. Okay, there we go.
Yep. That's why I love having Rob here, because then I don't have to remember all that shit. First thing off the bat, because I couldn't say too much about this before, because Rob hates spoilers.
Yes.
Fucking Weekend of Love is coming up, and I'm not just talking about Valentine's Day for all those in relationships.
Yeah, not me. I don't give a shit about Valentine's Day. So.
Walking Dead is coming back on the 14th, which I called.
Yes, you did.
I called it. And equally as important, Deadpool.
Right.
Who put a trailer out on Christmas. We showed it to Rob right before we started.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Rob?
I fucking love Deadpool. I mean, it's the superhero movie you never thought would get made, and you thought they would fucking ruin it like they do everything else. But didn't ruin it. They kept the soul of the comic. And I love that the trailer is the same damn scene. It's just extra footage, some of which I don't even think is in the movie. It's probably extra stuff that they shot just for trailers.
I think all that cat thing was, I believe that was
the first teaser trailer. When he jumps off the overpass and into the car. First teaser trailer. And then everything else has been on that stretch of highway. Same 4 minutes of the movie, of what I'm guessing is going to be 90, maybe 100-minute movie. First 4 minutes, that's all that's in the trailer. Gotta love that. So, looking forward to it. That means Friday Deadpool, maybe Thursday Deadpool, Sunday Walking Dead. And we can be back that next week to talk about it.
It'll be Friday and Sunday.
Yeah, so it'll be Friday the 13th, I think. Isn't Valentine's Day Saturday?
14th.
Yeah, but is that Saturday?
Sunday.
14th is Sunday?
So
Alright, so 12th and 14th then. 12th and 14th are the two different things that we got to worry about. So, that'll be an exciting weekend. I'll actually have to go out and do stuff and not work the whole fucking weekend. So,
well, what you could do, since you Uber,
yeah,
go to Annapolis a little bit early on Friday, catch Deadpool.
Right.
Saturday, just Uber all day. Sunday,
go Thursday, see the midnight matinee. I haven't done that in a long time. So
Sunday, mosey on down this way. We get on the fucking Walking Dead, and because something big's got to happen for the return of that. So.
Well, I mean, the last thing we left off with was Mom, flash out. So it's gonna be good either way. But I'm excited about Deadpool. I think 2016 is gonna be great for comic book movies altogether. DC's coming out with their answer to the Avengers. The first 3 Batman's in 3 movies. No, 2 movies in 2016, 1 in 2017. So it's gonna be good stuff. I mean, I like Batman. I don't know that I'm gonna like Affleck as Batman, but you know.
Well, if I'm gonna right now, I'm taking it like how I took it when Ryan Reynolds first came over to do Deadpool.
Right.
Best decision ever.
Fucking sucked with Green Lantern, but that wasn't his fault.
Right.
Affleck sucked with Daredevil, which also wasn't his fault. But Daredevil was more of a TV show, as we've seen, which worked really well.
And the show worked really well. It also worked well with the younger guy playing Deadpool, or with the younger guy playing Daredevil, and not trying to stick as many fucking stars in it as possible. Because the Daredevil movie had Affleck, it had, who played Bullseye?
I don't even remember.
Colin, Colin, whatever his last name is Bullseye, the guy with the thing on his head. Colin Farrell, yes, as Bullseye.
Will Smith plays Bullseye now.
Different Bullseye, though. Different Bullseye. And that's the thing, is because the way that DC wrote their comics, like, Marvel has a universe. So there's
interplay. But then they killed off one universe to make a new universe.
Well, X-Men, I guess. But they just rebooted. But, and then you had the chick, Jennifer, the girl who married.
Garner.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner, as the Elektra. So, I mean, you can't stick that many stars in a movie unless it's Justice League or the Avengers, where it's like everybody's got their own thing and that's what they do. This was a standalone Daredevil movie. And when you see like the Hulk movie, the Hulk movies that have not done so well, I think they have that same problem. That you try to stick as many stars in it to try to make a shitty story.
I think
better.
I think the Hulk is another one though that's not good by itself, but good in with other characters around.
Well, and that's like
he works in the Avengers, but on a solo movie, it was kind of boring to me.
And the first standalone Hulk movie is going to be Hulk and Thor Ragnarok. So, I mean, I have heard good things about the prelims of that, too. So I think that Hulk works. I also think Mark Ruffalo as Hulk is a lot better. I love Ed Norton. Mm-hmm. Don't think that was the movie for him. The guy who played the original Hulk, who's always in like military movies, also not his strong point. They got like a guy who does military movies to do Hulk, bomb. Then they got Ed Norton, who's fucking Ed Norton, to do it. And as Bruce Banner, he was great. But then, like, it was the universe where the more that angrier he got, the bigger he got. And sometimes he could jump 50 feet, sometimes he could jump 5 miles. Like, that didn't really make any sense to me. So, and then we got Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, who is, like, the later versions of the Hulk. Very in control of it, can let it loose whenever he wants to let it loose, but then get back to regular form. And he's also kind of in control of the Beast.
Yeah, because even in the last Avengers movie, it's like, you want to know my secret? I'm always angry.
But I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is that the later versions of the Hulk, when he joins it's not called the Avengers, I don't think, whatever it is. Whenever he joins the whole crew, that's where he's at. He's like, we can't trust him. And he's like, you don't understand. Like, I've gotten control of this thing now. I use it.
Have you seen the trailers for Civil War?
I've seen
trailer.
The first one, yeah. But he's my friend. You're my friend too.
Which side? Captain America
Here's the
or
thing,
Iron Man?
we don't know anything about the storyline. What I know from Winter Soldier, which I haven't seen all of, is that Cap and Bucky are fucking friends to the end. So you got to appreciate that Cap's standing up for Bucky. Huh?
A little Chucky there.
What do you mean?
Remember Friends to the End?
Yeah. But, so Cap and Bucky are good friends. You gotta have that thing of like, I back my friend no matter what. But we don't know. We don't know what the fucking story is.
You know what the funny thing is, going into that trailer? I thought the roles would be reversed. I thought Captain would be the one following orders.
Yeah.
And Tony would be the one disobeying everything and doing what he thought was right.
And I gotta think that that's part of them maneuvering a story in. So if the story's good, it'll be a good movie. If it's we needed to break up this Avengers crew and bring them back together in time for whatever the next movie after that is.
Civil War Part 2.
Right, which would be all of them coming together after something else. But you know, we'll see. We'll see about the story.
Comics, have you?
No.
Okay.
See, and that's the thing. I have no interest. I don't like I like standalones.
Uh-huh.
When I read a comic, I want it to be a standalone comic. When they start crossing over, it's like, all right, well, you know. I have the same problem with Superman. You know one of two things. Superman beats everybody. Or Superman's going to lose his powers. Like, that's the only two things that can happen. With a Spider-Man, you go 6 issues with Peter getting his ass kicked for six straight issues. And then something happens and he outsmarts the guy and he gets back. It's not he's more powerful. It's not that he's smarter and he uses his skill set better. So that's all. I mean, that's why when you have the Avengers, you needed the invasion from outer space. You needed the AI robot that could build other robots because you can't defeat all the superheroes otherwise. So
Spider-Man is pegged to make an appearance in Civil War.
Very brief appearance, and then he's going to have a standalone movie, and then he'll be back for probably
That's
Civil War
because they were in the process, but
well,
they did a good thing.
So here's the thing: on a movie that has a budget above $100 million, you can figure that every single day of shooting costs $70,000 to $100,000. So right before they started shooting is when Sony said, "Okay, you can throw Spider-Man back in the universe." Already had the story done. Everything was rolling, and cameras shoot in 2 weeks. No time for rewrites, no time for any of that. So it's like, how can we stick him in there to say he's in this universe now, but not have a storyline that revolves around him? I still like the idea that I saw, maybe you even said it, of I saw it on Tumblr, I think, of Deadpool just hanging out in the background of the Avengers movie, and then being like cooking a chimichanga in the back, and then being like, he's like, "Catch me, Peter!" And he jumps out the window, and you're like, hit the ground, and, "Damn it, Parker!" Even though Spider-Man's not in the room, like, we're just having like swing past the window at some point. They're gonna have to do something, but obviously the story was done. So
I think they'll have him show. They probably did a little something different with the ending.
Yeah.
Just say he'll show up a little, like maybe 10 minutes before the credits roll.
Well, and the other problem is this: is like Civil War doesn't take place in New York. The first movie, the Avengers movie, took place in New York, and the second movie did kind of, but more of that took place elsewhere too. Spider-Man only functions in New York.
I know.
You know,
But
his
it
powers are
also,
about that.
with that, it depends on it. Which point will they be showing the new Spider-Man? Because it is going to be a new Spider-Man.
Right.
I was hoping it was going to be Miles, which would have been the Black Spider-Man.
Which I liked a lot better. And actually, I thought, did you see Jessica Jones?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay. I thought that they were going a different direction with the.
I still haven't finished Making a Murder yet.
Back to standalone stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the only one excited for it, but I'm excited for Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, yeah. And who did they get to
with
play?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch is
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a good one. And again, the problem is, it's the right guy for the right character, but story's going to be everything. It could be there were some really dull Doctor Strange comics. But there are some really good ones. It's all going to be about what storyline they pick to make the standalone. But again, he's in the Guardians universe, I think, right? It's all one big universe, but isn't he part of the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians? No.
Which
Strange is
storyline
not
is
part of Guardians, because there's Star-Lord.
No, he's not in the Guardians, but he has crossover comics with Guardians, I think.
He has a crossover comic with Star-Lord from Guardians.
Right. So, my thought is that that's how they're going to bring Guardians into the Avengers universe, is using Doctor Strange. So
I would be no good if in Guardians 2 if Doctor Strange makes an appearance.
You know what?
Which might be what they would do to set up his
Which that would just be epic in itself.
And we saw during Guardians 1 the Keeper who had all the shit in there, and there's a lot of strange shit. Some of that looked like it could have been artifacts from Doctor Strange. And that would be a moment where Doctor Strange comes in and get something back. Yeah, get his shit back. Just a cameo, but Benedict as Doctor Strange, and then set up the standalone movie after that. Because Guardians is filming now, I think. It's coming out in 2018, I think. So that would be right about now.
The funny thing is with Guardians.
Go on and take care of the family.
All right,
All right, dude.
Take care.
I used to always when they were doing the previews right before it came out in theaters and everything, I'd be like, I don't think I'll like this movie. Then it finally comes out on DVD and Blu-ray and on demand.
Yeah.
One night I had nothing to watch.
Guardians?
Click. I loved it. I've watched it so many.
On.
Fucking Rocket and Groot makes me laugh all the time, and having Chris Pratt play Star-Lord.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
fucking cut up Chris Pratt too. God damn.
What? Fucking what's his face from American Pie?
Pie fucker?
Stifler.
Oh, I mean, I guess.
Do you get where I get the where they get the like the same smart ass tone? Like I can imagine Stifler if it was him playing that role, like he could have played it too. And easily got there you go. He could have played it and easily got away with doing that role.
I don't think that he could get the body that Chris Pratt did though. Chris Pratt fucking dove in and got himself in shape for that. So, but now I fucking how can you? Guardians is like Deadpool. It's like comic books.
But I love it though.
Comic books. Yeah,
I never read the comics for Guardians.
Okay. So. Well, I didn't read much of them, but I enjoyed the way that Rocket and Groot interacted with each other, and then Star-Lord by himself is just a smart ass, and Chris Pratt was a good choice to play that. So, but I mean, Guardians is coming up in 2018. We got DC's response, and 2016 is the year of DC. Dawn of Justice and Suicide Squad both coming out summer, and then late summer or early fall. And then next year is Aquaman and standalone Batman movie. So, I mean, then Justice League is 2018. Guardians 2 is 2018. A lot of good stuff coming out. It's gonna be good stuff.
How much of a role do you think Will Smith's going to have in Suicide Squad?
Well, he's getting a standalone movie.
Is he?
Yeah, Bullseye's going to be in somebody else's movie, because I don't think Bullseye is the kind of guy who gets a standalone. but I think that he will he'll have a minimal, but he'll have a tone that says everything about how I need to go off on my own and get something else, and then that'll set up the end of the movie when he leaves and goes and does something with a standalone.
You mentioned his price rate back in December when we did
Yeah.
I can't remember which podcast it was, but I'd imagine that his price rate, he's not going to be a big portion of the movie.
No, and I mean, the thing is, though, that he can sign up for the character. They can pay him more and just say, we're locking you in for the character. So that's going to require at least 2 suicide movies and a standalone movie. And that way you spread out the cost of his contract a little bit. But, yeah, he's not even in the new Independence Day movie.
Which is sad.
Yeah, but I'm still hoping that they left some way that if it's a big hit and they make a third one, that he comes back for the third one. But it doesn't look like it.
And then the first scene, he's just like, why nobody call me?
Well, no, so what they say is that he died testing a plane. But I even wrote in a way that you can write it back in, which is that the plane wasn't destroyed. It was taken by the aliens. So, did you see the first Independence Day back in the day?
Yeah.
So the way they set up the storyline is they're saying that it's the first one were colonists, and they usually go in to pacify non-technological worlds. But when that failed, then this society sends in the Marines, and then they pacify the world, and then bring in new colonists or whatever. So my thought is, if that's the Marines, they could have sent in a advanced force. They are looking for the heroes. They find Hitler driving technology that's theirs, and they kill him, but they really just take him. And he comes back in like a Borg fashion, like when he's like been brainwashed to be part of the alien race. But I don't know. I think his price point's too high, and now he's just doing artistic shit that he likes to do. He's in Suicide Squad because he liked the script. He was in Concussion because he liked the script. Because you got money like that, you don't need to.
You know what I want to see? Even though a lot of people hate on it, I want to see another Karate Kid with Jaden.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think Jaden is too fucking full of himself to do anything, but...
Because you got to think, Will Smith put him in a movie since he was young. Of course, he's going to be full of himself, but I think he actually did a pretty good job in Karate Kid.
Well, and that's it. Young Jaden was great, and he was a good actor.
I love that they showed Jackie's more acting side in that movie, instead of just being based around martial arts and stuff. You know, you've seen him act a little bit. I loved it.
Did you see After Earth with Will and Jaden in it?
I did. I like that one too.
Yeah, and I thought they were both good in that. And the thing is, I realized is that if he's in a movie when he was young, then his first movie as an adult, he's with his dad. I think that helped keep his shit on lock. And then he just blew up, and he's this huge. How old
was he in After Earth?
He was 18.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was, or maybe 17.
Because I was thinking he was probably 13 or 14.
No, that's when he did Karate Kid in 2003 or 4. He was 12.
Damn.
So, yeah, so After Earth he was a little older, and it bombed, but I liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
I rented it from Redbox.
Yeah, well, I guess I didn't see it in the theater either, but I think it was good enough that I spent my $1 or I got it on demand for $1.99 or whatever, and it was good. So, I mean, it was worth the money that you spent for it. But then he just went, off the deep end, and him and his sister, looked like they're the same person. It's, fucking super weird.
Stunt double.
It's super weird, but... is that he doesn't have to work. He'll never have to work a day. Who's spoiled ass in the front row making a scene? I should say kids. They're fucking adults, but they're acting like children. And then, so at the end of it, his assistant's like, yeah, so, that was Will and Jaden and, what's his sister's name? But
Willow?
The Smith. Willow. That was Jaden and Willow, and he was like, what? Yeah, I don't know who the fuck it was. And he's like, Gary, his assistant's like, yeah, I saw them getting on the plane. It was Jaden and Willow Smith. They were late. They held the plane for them to get on the plane and go to first class and then act like brats the whole time. So that's what happens when rich people have problems.
When rich people have rich kids to know better.
And my kids are going to be just like that because I'm about to win the motherfucking Powerball, which is up to $1.6 million. So I am excited about that.
I didn't even get to buy a fucking ticket today, so...
You still got time. You got until 10:59. Or no,
I ain't got $3 unless you're trying to set... You gotta have the fucking Powerball in order to get the full thing. Or the bonus ball.
Yeah, so you get the bonus ball, you just don't get the power play only works for less than the jackpot. So if you win $1 million, you win $2 million. If you win 100,000, you win 200,000. But if you hit the jackpot, you need all 7 balls, and it doesn't matter if you have the power play or not. So they don't double it. They're not going to give you $3 million.
Trying to win me $2.
Shit, I don't have $2 to give. I just spent all my cash doing get my own damn tickets.
They spent $100 fucking Friday.
Why?
And only got $7 back.
Why?
I bought one fucking ticket. I was like, if I don't hit, I don't hit. And I told Karina, if I hit, I'm giving all my friends a couple mil apiece. I don't care what you say.
So somebody spent $100 on Powerball tickets?
Yeah.
All right, so you could get struck by lightning 257 times before you won the Powerball. My policy is I got $10 in tips last weekend. I spent $10 on Powerball this week. Money that I didn't have, that I wasn't expecting, it can go into the Powerball. But $100 fucking is ridiculous. Who would do that?
I don't know.
Because you're never going to make it back. And that's the other thing is I played one last Wednesday, bought one ticket, paid $2, won 4. Okay, good. So that's free
You're
money.
already had to get in.
And then that would pay for the tickets in the future. But like I don't. It doesn't make sense people who buy that many tickets unless you go in with people.
Right.
Like everybody throwing $2. All right, we got $200 with everybody throwing in $200 worth of tickets. $1 billion you can split as many ways as you want. And it's still going to be fine.
That's what I said to Karina. I was like, I had money. I bought one ticket. I got the power play option with it. I was like, if I want it, I don't care what anybody says. I'm splitting money with my friends. I was like, on my way to cashing in that, coming back from cashing in that ticket, I'm stopping somewhere and buying a fucking car, and whoever drives me there is getting a brand new car. And when
I will take you to get the ticket.
And when we get back, we all get in fucking houses in the middle of the woods, decked out with technology for days for anything we want to do. And I'm gonna put $5 million in each of my friends' bank accounts, and we're just gonna have fun for the rest of our lives.
I don't even need 5. All I need is for you to pay off my student loan. If you pay off the student loan,
I'll pay your student loan and get you a car and a house in the woods with all the technology you need for podcasting.
I don't even need all of that. I just need my student loan paid off. If I get back to 0, I will be fucking happy. But anyway, so let's before we jump into it, I just want to say another big thank you to Harry and Nate, the crew at Oasis Vapor. Obviously, Kenny is rocking the Oasis Vapor hoodie right there. We are all vaping now. Everybody, I think, all friends of the podcast have actually quit smoking.
Most of them.
Most of them. All the good ones, all the smart ones have quit smoking now. Thanks to the crew down there at Oasis. Harry and Nate, they've been super helpful. And if you live in Denton, I highly recommend that you go down to Oasis Vapor. It's on 6th Street, the big red building right in the middle, flags outside, you can't miss it. 6th Street in Denton. Check out Oasis Vapor LLC on Facebook. You can get their hours, you can ask them questions, all kinds of information. Whether you're just starting out, you have the idea that you want to quit smoking in 2016 or even more than that, head on down to Oasis, they can help you out. If you have been vaping for a while, and you want to go and hang out with people who know what they're talking about, the crew down there was one of the first crews in the area to get vaping and vaping accessories, so they're the ones going to help you out. They can hook you up with their house juices, which are all very high quality, and they also carry other, better, or not better, but other juices there as well, so you can get everything you need at Oasis. Check them out, Oasis Vapor LLC on Facebook. As always, make sure you check out our previous episode. We actually did a live episode there. You can find all those new episodes. DirtyshoreUnderground.com. Make sure you check out an Oasis Vapor LLC. Again, big thank you to Nate and the crew down there for always supporting us in our efforts here. So, thank you guys. So, tonight we are jumping into the topic of possibly one of the biggest indie record label breakups in history, really. It was announced on January 2nd, Hopsin. Anybody who doesn't know Hopsin should check him out on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else. But he, on this January 2nd, posted on Facebook that Funk Volume, his album, or his label, was done.
Dead.
Well, actually, his announcement that it was dead came on the 7th. But
was it?
On the 2nd, he said, too many problems, Funk Volume's done, blah, blah, blah. And then, still haven't heard from Damien, but Swizz and Damien's little brother both posted that they were off doing other things with other people.
Swizz is Damien's little brother.
Alright, who's the other guy then? Shit, I forgot the...
Dizzy or Jaren?
Jaren. Jaren announced he was going to, moving on to revitalize, shit. What's the
Master P's label?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now though.
No Limit Soldiers.
No Limits. No Limits, and basically, so for people who don't know, Funk Volume is the brainchild of Damian Ritter and Hopsin. I mean, you know a little bit more of the history if you want to talk about the history a little bit.
Well, I don't know the entire history, but they went in on it together, and they were well on their way to being the next Psychopathic Records, which ICP brung up out of nowhere, or Strange Music, which Tech Nine brung up out of nowhere, or Suburban Noise, which KMK brung up, and then they got kicked off their own label. So that's another story for another time, and that's another time that'll never happen because we're well past that era.
Right.
So it's crazy. Me and my boy have opened up for Hopsin and Swizz a couple of times, and you know they're real cool and chill dudes. They'll sit there and talk to you and bullshit.
Well, and just to give a little more of the background, so Hopsin was under contract for Eazy-E's record label, and Eazy-E's widow, I guess she would be, right? Because they were still married when she got divorced when he died.
Yep.
So they were real crazy about keeping people under contract and enforcing those contracts. So he produced an entire album just for them to say no, because if they said no, that got him out of the contract. But he's also not about producing bad music, so he didn't just put together a shit album. He put together a great album, which I think most of which would later become Raw, the first release on his own label. Either that or it got mixed into the mixtapes that they did at the beginning.
Lucifer Effect. I think it might have been Lucifer.
Might have been Lucifer Effect, that's right. So so he took it to the label, to Eazy-E's label. They rejected it, which let him out of his contract. He had been talking with Damian about setting up their own record label, and they did. As soon as he was released, they set up Funk Volume, and then they released, I guess it was Lucifer was the first album off that record. Or off that label, if I remember right. That would have been...
I would believe so, but I never actually heard of Hopsin until Raw came out.
Right.
And Eric is the one that turned me on to that.
Yeah, so he is, I guess, big, and I want to say thank you to ATV, ATV Official, is following us on the live cast. Apparently he's got, hey, listen, man, send us a link. I'd be happy to listen to it. I'd love to have you come in, call in, or whatever if we check out the music. But he says he's on a label that's better than Funk Volume, of course, because Funk Volume's dead. There is no more Funk Volume. So anyway, so it was just Hopsin and Damian Ritter at Funk Volume. And
Swizz, because Swizz was like the hype man for Hopsin.
Right, but he wasn't signed to his own solo deal. So Hopsin releases his first album for a little bit, and then he gets back in the studio and he comes out with Raw. Raw drops. Hopsin, check out the music. I think the music's great. Ill Mind. Every time he brought out a new Ill Mind album, we were talking about this last year. Looking forward to the new Ill Mind.
And then we found out there wasn't one.
Right. Well, because he dropped Pound Syndrome instead. But
now is a great time for a new.
Now would be a good time. I'm gonna guess it's about bullshit in the music business. Somehow, it just makes me think that might be it. But so he went from between 2010 was Raw, maybe 2011,
somewhere in there, yeah.
And then he went until last year, 2015, didn't put out a new album. Just went out touring all around the world. It was the episode where he said he's quit rapping forever, and he just went to Australia with his girlfriend for a couple weeks, and then announced Pound Syndrome's coming out. So, I mean, he is a jokester. He certainly likes to troll music critics and fans and everybody. And so I think the initial reaction, January 2nd, was, okay, something big must be coming because Hop is trolling everybody now. That the album's... And then we heard from Swizz that he loved Hopsin and these things happened and it was breaking up. And then we heard from Darren. Yeah, Darren is the one who said that he was going off to work on No Limit Records. And so everybody's like, well, maybe this is a serious thing, like, because you don't bring in the name of other labels and the name of other artists if you're going to stick around. And then 7th is when Hopsin said, it's dead, it's Damian's fault, I'm still cool with all the people, but I'm officially indie and doing my own thing.
And this is probably like one of the most public label breakups you would ever see.
Right, and I was going to say, usually what happens is you hide the breakup by getting bought out by somebody else. So you get bought out, but that company doesn't pick up everybody's contracts, everybody who doesn't get picked up is released and they go out. That was really a breakup of a label hidden under a buyout. But this was insanely public. Insanely public.
Every single step of the way. Now, I haven't read everybody else's shit that was involved with the label. In the article I sent to you, I actually, Irv the Phenom had posted it. I believe. He posted up the Uproxx version of it, and you sent me the other version, and we watched part of that video.
Right.
That's still all crazy shit.
Yeah, so Dizzy is the one going to no shit, hang on. So I got all the images I pulled off Instagram. Jaren is going to No Limit, and Dizzy basically just said, yeah, this is real, it's really happening. Hop's leaving the label, you know, much love to him, and hopefully he can figure out what he wants to do. But so we actually saw a video of Daylight, who is, I guess he took Swizz's place as the hype man for Hopsin. He was doing some hype work for him on tour, and then he got his own deal with Funk Volume. Apparently it was being worked out. And
I know more.
I was going to say, according to him, now, and all citations to Daylight for this, he said that Damien and, well, first of all, before we get into that, there was a post that said basically the big complaint, I think this was a story you sent me, that the big complaint was that Damien ran everything. Mm-hmm. And this was a company that was Hopsin and Damien as equal partners. But Hopsin is a musician, and he's also the chief moneymaker for the company. Damien is a businessman, and so when he set up the company, and their meetings would just be Damien basically going around the table and being like, what's everybody doing?
Conference call.
Right. And unfortunately, they aired some of their dirty laundry in front of the whole company there, because he would make little quips like, hey Hop, how's that new album coming? Even though it's like 2012, and Hopsin's basically like, I'm not making new music. I'll come up with Ill Mind.
I'm in Australia skating, I'll tell you later.
Yeah. I'm working on Ill Mind. That's not an album. It's a single, if that.
But that alone, I'd imagine, still brings in a shit ton of money. I can imagine how much money they get just through YouTube alone.
And that's the important thing, I think, is that I think Damien forgot that no matter who you put on the label, Hopsin is the face of Funk Volume. And usually these breakups don't mean that the label goes to Funk. Somebody buys out somebody else and they move on. But Hopsin is Funk Volume. And if he went off and did his own thing, he would just be pulling away everybody from Funk Volume. So the best thing they could do is close it all down. Damien will reopen with everybody he has now, everybody who stayed with him, and Hopsin will have his own label. Or he'll just release music by himself. But apparently these meetings, there was a lot of shit, and you were talking about how Damien brought in new people.
Yeah, because when I read the article, you know, they said that Hopsin didn't even really care for him when they were first brought in. Which, when they were first signed on the label, I seen they were rapping about weed and shit like that. I was like,
that's not his thing.
That's not Hopsin's thing. I was like, there's no way Hopsin signed him. So, come to find out, it was Dame that signed him.
And signed him, but in the way that he runs that fucking company, thought, I don't have to run this past anybody. He wanted Hop to make more music. The money source for the label. He's not making music. I mean, they were putting out mixtapes, I think, that when they found people, they had like a check out these new artists kind of thing. Money off of, but otherwise it's Hopsin touring. That's how you make your money. And he wasn't putting out an album.
Nope.
And Damien's from the school that says in there, new song, you know, you go to Sydney and they see 80% of the new show, but they see 2 of the new singles and everybody's happy. And the next time he comes, they'll buy another ticket.
And there's very few independents that could actually, like Hopsin, go from just touring the States to jump to another country and be still packing shows.
Yep.
There's not many on the independent circuit that can do that.
Well, I mean, and I think it goes underappreciated. He does the work. He shows up a day early. He goes out and finds a skate park. He promotes his show, meets his fans, everything. Announces where he's going to be.
Right before Christmas, he met up with fans in Australia. Because, you know, obviously he didn't run a vehicle. So he had a fan pick him up. They went to the skate park, and then he bought the fan a couple pairs of shoes for Christmas. Who the fuck does that?
Right. Good luck going out to a concert for Future or fucking who's even Drake or anything like that. You're going to show up at the show. Lil Wayne. He hasn't toured in a while, though. So you're going to show up at the show 3 hours early. You're going to barely get in the door before it's supposed to start. Then you're going to sit in your seats for an hour while Doofus decides he's going to show up. He shows up into makeup, into costume, walks out, does his show, and then he's on the bus before your ass gets out into the lobby. And he's gone. There's no meeting with fans. There's none of that shit. And I would say, obviously Hopsin's not selling out Madison Square Garden, but there were shows that were too big for him to be on the internet, like, who wants to get me from the airport? But he still does that. And fans still come and meet him, and he still meets with everybody. He comes out and signs shit at the shows. Stuff you don't get from other artists.
And there for a while, he was also calling fans.
Right.
He had that thing going where you posted a number, and he would give you a fucking phone call randomly, or your Skype chat, and he would Skype chat with you.
Right. Which, fucking amazing, and I never did that, but it would be awesome just to talk to him. I mean, it would
just to sit there and pick his brain for 10 or 15 minutes.
See what his mind's at. But obviously he's in, and a good partnership has both sides. I mean, the partnership that Corey and I have works a lot of that way. He's a big dreamer. He's got big dreams. I got to be the one to bring him back down to earth a little bit and talk about the reality of it. But I would never in that start to try and control what he does. You go do your thing, and if you believe in it, I will back you and we'll do it. But I feel like that was what they had at Funk Volume, and then Damien just took it out of control. And he said,
too much.
Yeah, he pulled too much. And signing people who were out, and I think that to their credit, they came closer to where Hopsin was rather than the opposite. And after they toured together, and he kind of had say over their lineup, and he was like, man, that's not what we do here. Let's write something new and that you can do instead of that. And he even said when they got back from that first tour, they were all friendly with each other. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think that's what you can do, and that's Hopsin fixing Damien's mistake. And to his credit, he did. And, I mean, like I said, I like a lot of the stuff that they produced. I think it was good. So, it's a shame that that's what's going to happen. But for Hopsin, at least, it's good to get your name out of the media for other negative shit that's been happening.
Yeah.
And we didn't get a chance to talk about that last year.
Well, we ended up dropping it just because Hopsin himself debunked it before we even got the chance to, so It ended up not being a reason to talk about it.
But yeah, let's catch up, everybody. So what happened to Hopsin last year?
Where was it? Australia they were doing the show?
Speaking of Australia, I think that's where he was.
No, it wasn't.
It was Europe or Australia. It wasn't the U.S.
New Zealand?
Maybe.
One of those other countries. He was doing a show. Some 13-year-old girl swore up and down she spent the night with Hopsin and had sex with him and all this bullshit.
Hopsin, who's got a hot-ass girlfriend who
was at the show.
Who was there.
At the show.
Yeah. So, anyway.
This girl posted a picture on her Facebook and her Instagram, and I went and researched it before it got pulled down because the picture was popping up in the comments.
Yeah.
I sent you the actual picture on the page. Yeah. And even I said, there is no way that's Hopsin. The nose is not big enough. And before I even knew it, like a half an hour later, Hopsin had finally said something back. He was like, there is no way that is me. One, my girlfriend was there with me. Two, that motherfucker's nose is not big enough. I was like, God damn it, that's what I said.
Well, and it was one of those things, first of all, I don't even know that she slept. Like, she just rolled in, is snoozing on top of the sheets. And, because I think they were on top of the bedspread, too. And it looked like she just laid down and then took the over-the-shoulder picture of whoever it was.
Attention at the end of the day.
Turned into. And it's, none of it's true. But for a couple of hours, people were like, maybe Hopsin's a pedophile. And then, I mean, everybody goes into automatic defense mode. And I defended him, too, because I said, that girl doesn't look like she's 13, number one.
And the fact that it was an 18-plus show, well, assuming anybody that comes through that door, you're automatically going to assume they're 18 anyway, because if the guards are doing their job, ain't nobody under 18 getting it.
But let me give everybody a free piece of legal advice. Don't trust that shit. Because underage kids get in the bar all the time. I feel like I should have free reign. And if I'm at a bar, I should be able to trust that everyone there is over 18, certainly, and over 21. But it doesn't. And the bouncers let people in who are younger but hot, or they come with a group of and just let the whole group in.
Or because they don't know how to properly check an ID.
That too. Fake IDs.
They just do a quick look. Oh, yep, that date's over this age.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So You can't trust any of that shit. But even so, I said she doesn't look 18. She was at an over 18 show. Like, yeah. Turns out she was 13. Whoops. But good news is it wasn't him. So he got over that, and then for that, it was like probably right before Christmas, maybe.
Right in I think the start of December.
Yeah. So and then by the time he debunked it, but then we thought it would be done with Hopsin and Funk Volume news, but turns out it's just
right
done
at the
with
start
Funk
of the
Volume.
new year.
Yeah.
The other shit.
Well, and so batteries unplugged.
Son of a bitch.
So it turns out, and I gotta say, I think everybody thought that Hopsin was just kidding, that it was going to be a big joke. And the movie or the video that Daylight did kind of made me feel like it was a big joke. But he was talking about like making sure giraffes get to the top leaves and making sure elephants get where they. And I'm like, that sounds like it's kind of bullshit. But I think it also is. Daylight was about to get a deal. Now he's not going to get a deal, and now he wants to be famous.
Yeah.
Like, hey, listen to my YouTube channel while you're here. You know? So I think that could be part of it too.
Where do you see Hopsin going from here?
Well, I think that we're definitely going to get an O Mine this year.
I hope so.
I also think that he's not going to disappoint fans. So he's got shows scheduled. He's going to make those shows.
Do you think he'll sign with another label, or do you think he'll start another label himself?
I think that he will start another indie label. Although, if any label was smart, they would say, "How much can we pay you to sign with this label?"
I mean, I know he's pretty cool with tech.
I mean, and so Tech has his own album, right?
Huh?
They have their own album.
Tech?
Yeah, he's on album with with somebody else too. Yeah.
Tech Nine's on a lot of shit.
Yeah, but is he on a label? Does he have a label?
Tech Nine owns his label, man.
See, I thought he was a partner with somebody else.
He is. It's the same kind of situation, but
Right. Well, so I mean,
in a sense, it's the same kind of situation. But Travis and Tech would never have the issues that happen with Funk Volume because Travis ain't that dumb. First of all,
I think that one or two things happens. He goes major label, but he gets a sweet deal that gives him total creative control, or he just does it all himself because he's been burned on the joint partnerships now. He'll just run it all himself. If he's going to be good at doing that, I don't know. Cause
I think if he goes with a label, I think it would be strange. Otherwise, he would just drop it himself.
Right.
Because him and Tech are good friends. I think Tech will walk up to him and be like, "Look, sign to our label. Put an album out. I don't care when.
Yeah.
Drop an album however often you want, or not however often you want.
Yeah. Put stuff on YouTube if you want. Keep posting on. Yeah. And so, well, I mean, I could see that happening, but again, I think that once you're burned once, twice shy, like, you know, everything that happened with Damien, that he'll either want the structure of a big label, where there's multiple levels of people, so he doesn't have to worry about business
stuff. Which they have that at Tech's label. And
so, I mean, maybe it's bigger than I thought it was.
There's like 12 artists there.
Okay, so maybe, and they have like a CEO and
Prozac that you hear me talk about
right,
lately
yeah.
is also there. They have Seth's Crew, they have Mayday, all different styles of music and hip hop.
So maybe that would be a good match for him. But I also think that here's the problem: all the shows he does that are already booked, they're paying Funk Volume, so he's giving Damien half of what he makes. But Tech is a stand-up guy, or not Tech, sorry. Hopsin's a stand-up guy, and I think he's going to do all these fucking shows. How much would it burn you knowing that you're going up on stage and working your ass off and half the money you make is going to go to some guy who fucking ruined your whole label?
Well, Hopsin has walked out on shows before.
He walks out because of what happens in the show, though.
There in the crowd. He had something going on with him at one point in time, and he just right in the middle of the show said, "Fuck this shit," and he dropped the mic and he walked off stage, and nobody heard from him for like 2 weeks or some shit like that. Because he was just burnt out on the music. He was tired of being on the tours and all that.
Right.
What are we recording right now?
Well, we're at 40
Oh, so you're recording voice on there and I'm doing it on here?
Yeah, I always do a backup.
I didn't know you were still doing that. I thought we gave up on that.
No, always do a backup, and then I just delete it when we post the thing.
Oh.
Behind the scenes! This is what we do.
See, I thought that one was over. I thought we got past that one.
No. But yeah, so I mean, so he's walked out on shows before. Shit, where's my? Oh, there's over here.
Okay.
So he's walked out on shows before, but I think that that's different than we booked a show. People are expecting me to be there and not showing up.
So what if he shows up to every show and then like he'll do like one song, and that song is a new song that's all about how much he hates Funk Volume and Damian Runner.
I think I
And
would
then he
lead
just
off.
drops the mic and he walks out for that whole.
But see, here's the other thing. If he does a new song at a show sponsored by the label, then the IP goes to the label. So what he's just got to do is go out and do only songs that he's already produced, start working on new shit while he's not singing. So go out there, do the rest of the shows, and then I think we'll see a new label that's just him, maybe Illmind Records. See, hey, Hopsin, call me. I got a million ideas. I'm not Damien. I won't ruin shit. I just
and you can rap too.
So, big announcement for everybody. I am gonna be. So JC's chiming in on the YouTube video. Again, make sure you're checking out youtube.com/c/DirtyShore UG-OTA. You can join us on the live stream. And comment and be part of the show. JC was here earlier but had to go. Half of it moved fast because we did have movie talk at the top. So.
We tried to split up a little bit. I didn't think we could do a whole hour on just this one situation. So.
Well, and the problem is because not a lot happened. Hopsin said, here's something done.
There hasn't been a lot that's been said, but we wanted to be able to talk about it. So.
And I think Damien hasn't responded yet.
No.
And we may not ever hear a response from him.
Probably not.
Yeah. But all of the other actors have kind of said, all the artists have said, we're cool with each other. It's just business didn't work out. That's fine. But yeah, no. So Hopsin, if you're looking to set up a record label, give me a call. I'm an attorney. We can set it all up. I will just take a minimal amount of money.
And he's a lawyer, so you can trust him.
All I want is to be able to make exactly what I'm making now, and you pay my expenses to travel with you. I will be everywhere with you. I will go everywhere. I'll help you set it up. It'll be great. But I would Illmind Records. I think that's a good name for a record label. Patent pending or copyright. So
now you got to go buy that online before the night's everywhere.
Yeah. So if you want Illmind Records,
sell it back to Hopsin for $1 if he decides on that idea.
Yeah, I'll sell it to you for free. You're trading me partnership interest, very minor partner. Just like I said, hire me. Just let me do a little work, so I don't have to do the job I have to do now. So that'd be good. But I think you'd be good over Strange too. So it fill out wherever it fills out. There's probably more to come from this. It'll be more cleanup though than it is anything else. So I was also I think Cryptic put out something new last week or a week before. It was since the Dear Donald video, or I could have discovered something that's older.
You might. Well, we got to do at least one more podcast before the night's over with, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and you can show that to me.
Well, I don't even know where it is, so
I'll
forget about that.
I'll let you try to figure it out real quick, because I got to use the bathroom again anyway.
See, all that drinking, and this is where we're at. So, yeah, there you go. I could be Hopsin's manager. I totally could do that. I could absolutely do that. So, so before we get out of here, I do want to say, we know that you have some Amazon gift cards burning a hole in your pocket. We have the perfect place to use those. Go to DirtyShoreUnderground.com. Right there on the main page or on any of the podcast pages, you're going to find a click-through link. You click through that website. It takes you to Amazon. You shop exactly the same as you always shop, but and it costs you exactly the same. When you check out, the Amazon will give us a little money back. It helps us keep the lights on, helps us get recording equipment, helps us to upgrade our game. So
I need to upgrade my game.
Obviously, we need to upgrade the game, move forward. But the best thing that you can do is to help the show, to support the show, is to go through the Amazon link, click shop just like you normally do, and like I said, they give us a little taste back for sending you there. You can't beat it. It's super easy, and we know that you're going to be on there. You're going to be getting stuff anyway, so make sure you do that. Another great way that you can support the podcast is to share it with a friend. Our subscribers have actually risen over the past couple weeks, so that's always good news. The views are always strong on YouTube, so thank you for everybody who does
Even
support.
if it ain't live, we always get a good amount of hits after the video is up officially. So
yeah, so thank you everybody for supporting the podcast the way that you have thus far. But the best thing you can do, two things you can do for us. Tell a friend. Send it on to somebody else. and share the link to somebody. Let somebody who's going to enjoy this know. The other thing you can do is to go on iTunes, Dogcatcher, Stitcher, however you get it, your favorite RSS feed. Click like and click subscribe, obviously, if you don't subscribe already. Also, go in and give us a rating and a review. Ratings and reviews help us jump up to the top of new places where people can find us if they're looking. So that's the best thing you can do. Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes and a review, letting people know what it is and what you like about it so that other people can find us. So otherwise, DirtyShoreUnderground.com, Dirtyshore UG on Twitter and Facebook. You can find me at
And Instagram, man.
What's that? And Instagram. That's right. And Dirtyshore UG on Instagram.
It's usually a lot of random vape pictures, so don't mind, but occasionally you find other weird pictures of me pretending to be raiding for Mortal Kombat.
You can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. And you can check out robertncheek.com for links to everything, including my books. New book coming up, a couple new books coming in 2016, so look forward to that. Pictures of Raiden.
I would find a place to use this damn thing at.
There you go. New episodes of this podcast every Thursday. Make sure you check out odanthem.com. New episodes of the OD the podcast every Tuesday. Obviously, with Walking Dead coming back in February, new bonus episodes coming as well. So look forward to that. Tell a friend, rate and review. Thank you guys for listening and for all your support. Have a good week, everybody.
Good night.